Hey.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
All right. What you up to?
Oh, me? I'm looking at conspiracy videos on YouTube. Once again, I'm looking at Nibiru stuff. I like looking at the images of Nibiru that people have, whether they're artist images or photographic images. So I've been looking at some of this action here. See, check it out. See this red flaming
That's it.
sun here? Has a few satellites around it. Here's one. I mean, here's one up here. A bunch of these guys and stuff. And then this here is our system. It's all on this disk. So Nibiru is not in our disk, and it comes around our sun like this. So it's basically, it's always represented as a ball with two wings, because I guess it's the things that go around it or what have you kind of create like this oblong atmosphere around Nibiru's the sun here of this system. And so I always see it as this thing. So remember I was talking to you earlier about how the dragon is chasing this flaming ball, and also that, like, let's see, the Caduceus of Mercury. Alright, so Mercury is also this ball with wings, and he's the bringer of knowledge. So here he is, the bringer of knowledge, and the Babylonians tell us that the Anunnaki are the bringers of knowledge. And so you've got this, where did knowledge come from? Well, here we have this ball with wings with a double helix and this long trail, this staff here. So it's kind of like this comet that brings us our DNA and our knowledge. So if the Anunnaki use their DNA to create human beings here to help them work the land, this would be a symbol of that in a sense. And so you got this ball with the feathers on top. It's kind of like flames, feathers, this kind of like shape, you know, this ball with this feather. And so the story is that we get our DNA from Nibiru, because that's where the original race lives and stuff like that. So I've been really interested in this, like this ancient Babylonian and Mayan history that talks about this ancient race that traveled here from Nibiru. And so when the planet Nibiru passes by the sun and the earth, when they're in our atmosphere, they can travel over. So once every 3,600 years, these Anunnaki can visit Earth, and they are the humankind's, I guess, parents or something like that. So that's
We're alien? Humans are alien.
Yeah, well, that's the story of the Babylonian myth, is that, and the Mayans and stuff. They all have this kind of connection to these characters hopped off a passing planet or a passing star, and bred humans for slaves and soldiers, stuff like that, to do work for them, to mine gold. So that's what we're gold miners and farmers and stuff. So we do all the work and feed them and stuff. So I don't know. That's what the myths are kind of about that. And so I've been checking out all these things now. They wrote their history on cylinders. You could take this cylinder and roll it in the clay and read it and reproduce it. So it's like a printing press. You can roll that in the clay. Now they built their houses in clay, and so the Babylonians, the reason most of their architecture is gone except for the foundations is they were mud. And so they would decorate their temples and stuff, so they'd make these sacred scrolls. Some were just tubes. This is a really interesting fat one, but some are just straight tubes. And you just roll them, and it creates a decoration. And this is just a nice, big, juicy picture of one of them. But there's thousands of these, and when the Baghdad museum was plundered, the very first second of the Iraq War, they were all taken by the United States. We wanted these because when you roll them out, it step by step explains the return of Nibiru and where all the stars are. It was all astrological, and so they're not just decorative. They're based on charting all of the cosmos. And so we're very interested in this history right now. So here we have some Anunnaki statuettes that were done by the Babylonians. They have these really big, eyes, and these interesting suits and stuff.
Like aliens, the way we depict them now.
Very long. Very, very long.
Cone heads.
And cone-headed, yeah. It's hard to see these guys. They're in wing. It's a circle with wings, like a Nibiru image that I keep seeing everywhere. And here in the center is the Anunnaki god. And so you have these, and this is what they traveled to Earth in. These are the magical flying machines the Anunnaki traveled to Earth in their ancient stories. So here we have the symbol of the Anunnaki, which is this just a circle with wings. Then over here you have the snake biting its tail. Here's a really good image of an Anunnaki. So see how he's holding a snake biting his tail?
Yeah.
Right in his hand.
Again, the wings and the circle in the middle.
And landing gear.
Landing gear. Incredible.
So that's the Anunnaki image. So see the tree of life?
Yes.
It's this kind of, it's geometric, but it's still a helix representation there. Like kind of like the snakes.
Okay.
And then this is the Anunnaki, and then these are the Nephilim gods on Earth. But this is the symbol of the true Anunnaki, and then these are the
No, what is
human.
the Nephilim?
Well, the human hybrids, the children of the Anunnaki. So we human beings are. The Babylonians considered themselves the children of the Anunnaki. That the Anunnaki created them from their blood. So the Anunnaki came here, created humans with their blood. Because they needed help. They needed help farming, they needed help with the gold, and the Anunnaki are a warring people, and they used humans as their warriors as well to increase their numbers and their armies. And so that's the Babylonian myth, the creation myth. You got like the fire and brimstone, and earthquakes, and tsunamis, and volcanoes. What do?
Plagues.
Return to the ocean. Return to the sea. Grow gills. And that might be your only hope. Everything else is just a hit or miss. Somebody survived last time.
Yeah, there was a civilization.
They just have a hard time catching up. They basically go from modern, really advanced civilizations, then overnight they're back to the Stone Age. And then there's always these few people who educate as much as they can, but survival always becomes a priority. And so a lot of knowledge gets lost. It's just a natural cycle.